For money. I think that's what they did. Going to a girl hunting club, dating a bully, hanging out with bad kids, growing up dirt poor in a 40 square meter rental house containing 5 family members, not getting to brush teeth when being a kid. Do you think it's all coincidental? Do you think it all started from a jealous old friend of his who couldn't contain their anger when seeing him be a piece of one of the most potential boy groups of K-pop? Undeniably, that's a very likely scenario. But considering the money chaser nature of SM Entertainment, it seems equally likely that the company themselves did this to Sohee, though that means his mental health is put at great risk. Of course, just for one reason: money. I have spent months observing the way RIIZE shapes their image and what potential noise marketing they would use. And now, I am quite sure that many scandals revolving around RIIZE, especially those of Sohee, start from the basement of SM Entertainment itself. As of now, we have all known that Sohee has been caught up in multiple scandals, and even his visuals are bashed by the public. From pictures exposing his thug life, his friends being with gangsters, his swearing on Instagram, and now, his poor family background as someone spotted the curtain in his house cost $3.70 each. Everything is in the limelight for people to dissect. Sohee's visual is even said to be a disgrace to SM Entertainment as a whole. At first, I was also confused by SM Entertainment's decision because there was no way they didn't fact-check his past, his family background, his education, and everything in between. Especially being famous as a house to legendary visual, setting the beauty standard of not only K-pop and South Korea. Sohee's appearance is definitely not what they usually want. So, what makes SM Entertainment kick out other trainees? Even Sohee, who they introduced along with Yoonsuk and Seunghan back in 2022, just to keep Sohee? Exactly! It's the sweet match between his reckless and struggling background. It's his appearance and everything in between with the narrative they are building for RIIZE. I think the match is even sweeter than the most compatible couple of Bumble. Imagine the popular group of boys you often see in 2000s manga and K-drama. What can you see? I see exactly the reflection of RIIZE, a youthful, popular group of young boys bonded together by a huge passion for music, singing, and dancing, yet coming from different family backgrounds with distinctly different personalities. They are the symbol of friendship, of boyhood, of pure joy rather than competition, and calculation of adulthood. Are they like that? Well, there isn't much verified information about the members' family, so I can't really tell. But one thing for sure, each one is playing into the image SM Entertainment assigns to them flawlessly, and Sohee, especially for the environment he grew up in, adds a depth and authenticity to that image. Sohee, seemingly assigned to be the reckless, funny, and free-spirited guy, perfectly plays his role. Pay attention to his styling, especially the hairstyle and outfit. His hairstyle is always kind of messy with a natural cut, typically seen at secondary and high school boys of the 2000s. And look at this outfit of his form from the showcase to the airport. Isn't that the type of tee that kids in the 2000s often wore? I know Y2K is a thing, but that tee isn't what idols typically wear, especially to the stages. And yes, because this is not a common thing, so when Sohee appears in such a styling, and then a bunch of things about his dirt poor background as well as reckless past got dug up, I noticed immediately a pattern. A free-spirited boy growing up in a not-so-rich family, loves playing around without thinking much but still gets admitted to a cool group of friends because of his pure heart, passion for music, and the one-of-a-kind vocal. Then, he becomes a better person, and boom, his life turns into a new leaf. How can I be so sure that Sohee's character also has a pure heart? Look at this trending post on Pan. What is he trending for after all the scandals? For being a boy who can smile really easily. Then, SM Entertainment also chooses him as the main vocalist of RIIZE. So connecting the dots, obviously what Sohee is presenting, including his private life, fits perfectly to the character and the narrative I think SM Entertainment built for RIIZE. Then, I can see the same narrative being played by different members. But first, I haven't seen you subscribe, so hit that button for juicier things like this. So, most easily, I put Sohee side by side with Yoonsuk. And right off the bat, it's clear to me that Eunsook is set to follow a rich, romantic, US-Korean student image whose parents are business people, and whose house is overlooking the grand view of Beverly Hills. Then we have Wonbin, the most popular guy in the group with his calm, collected, withdrawn, but low-key confident vibe. Seungchun with his slightly nerdy and playful image, who is mostly the rational brain keeping the group grounded. Anton being a good kid growing up in an intellectual family, excels both academically, athletically, and artistically. Shotaro with his massive love for dancing and most probably the one initiating the idea of forming a music band in his garage. But this is 2023, not 1993. So of course, SM Entertainment is smart enough to finish the lineup with a cherry on top. Seunghoon with his hip-hop, bad boy, and modern culture, creating RIIZE as a group representing nostalgic boyhood with a refreshing touch of the modern breeze. I know, the internet has got a ton of stuff about what makes a good boy band, but lots of bands pop up and then bam, they're gone. It can't be just about following some recipe. Can it? Can it? It can! Actually, it might be just as easy as sticking to the core of the traditional formula. As K-pop is toning down with the rise of the Y2K trend and the rise of new jeans, the traditional formula is taking effect. The old recipe says grab 4 or 5 cool guys who can sing and dance. Yeah, dancing together was a super duper big deal back in the days. They'd wear similar outfits, looking like a cool team and doing the cool moves. But the real kicker is, each guy must be distinctly different. You got the cute one, the smart guy, the funny guy, the shy guy, the mystery guy. Though, a lot of times, everyone's just crushing on the cute one. The idea was to have a mix so there's a favorite guy for everyone, getting more fans. The idea is that different boys appeal to different girls, so you can have a bigger fan base. There's someone in the band for everyone. And that is exactly what RIIZE is. I also found another interesting thing in RIIZE. But first, I hope you found this video interesting to drop it a like. Back to the point, you see how New Jeans completely changed K-pop by taking the retro concept to a level beyond visual, deep diving into the girlhood aspect and connecting with audiences at a deeper level. For RIIZE, they are a modern boy group from a big company toning down drastically to touch on the boyhood side of the 2000s. You see how the MV also highlights that RIIZE is the group of young spirits who gather together in the garage to make music? Every point, every detail, from the styling of the clothes to the MV to the personal life of each member, everything leads to one narrative that SM Entertainment is seemingly building. And again, where does the narrative lead to? Money, of course. And who are they selling this to? Both young girls and the moms. Compared to EXO during their early phase, the staggering difference stands out. No tattoos, or black leather, or extravagant makeup. Actually, RIIZE's clothes also help here. Big tees, baggy jeans, simple shirts, and basic sneakers. You'll have noticed that they don't wear the same clothes. Their stylists have been instructed to keep them looking individual, but despite that, they all have this attractive but unthreatening look as a group. This helps appeal to very young girls. They are cute, so teenage girls really like them, but they also have a laddish, slightly naughty side to appeal to the mums. The teenage girls and the mums are the ones who will spend money. Lastly, the lyrics of their debut songs are calculated to appeal to young girls, giving them the sense of being wanted but not scared, and that's traditionally what boy bands do. You play me like dun dun dun, still I love it when our eyes meet. They present this image of a clean-cut, reliable boyfriend who always heads toward the girl they love. As much as I hate to see how Sohee is potentially used as a pawn in the game of big players, I have to admit that SM Entertainment, as a long-lasting and backbone player of the K-pop industry, is really something with their business strategy. Maybe when looking at RIIZE, people can only see a group that is almost like a New Jeans version but are boys. But for me, I see how they are gradually raising and changing K-pop standards. RIIZE, they are not simply a group but a story with plots and characters. And Sohee, may as well for other members, are selling not only their face, their voice, their image to SM Entertainment, but also their personal life and their childhood. So, as much as I hate to believe how Sohee's mental health is at risk, all the points I have connected lead me to that conclusion only. And you know what's even worse about RIIZE? All members are attached to some kind of scandal, despite being proven baseless for most, except for Seunghoon as he released an apology letter a while ago. Check it out here to know about things in depth.